Welcome to the Making of Today. It's a show about how we bring the Today Show to you every single morning.
For the next half hour, we are going to share the behind-the-scenes secrets from some of the biggest moments over the last few months. Are you ready to kick it off?
All right, let's do it. First, we're going to peel back the curtain on a royal encounter. We got to look at the making of today from The Hague in the Netherlands, where Prince Harry hosted the 2022 Invictus Games back in April.
Hoda sat down with the Duke of Sussex to hear about the event, his famous family, and life these days. Here's a glimpse at the action.
The crew and I landed at The Hague about 24 hours before my interview with Prince Harry. We took an overnight flight to get here.
So everybody's blurry because I watched Barb and Star on the plane for 1 hour and then ate and stayed up. So I'm delirious. So what we're going to have to figure out is how to wrap this day up, try to get some rest because the interview's tomorrow morning in Netherlands time. So we are going to wrap that interview fast.
Like with so much of our work, we are up against the clock.
We're going to get the piece cut overnight so that when we land in the United States at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, by Wednesday morning it'll be ready. And just to show you how magical we are, we're actually going to get a chunk of it on nightly news Tuesday night. So it's going to be a full-on, all-out sprint, and it's worth every second.
Here on the ground, in advance of my interview, I want to not just read in, but I also want to attend the Invictus Games.
You just got a gold medal.
Oh my God! You did?
Yeah.
Congratulations! That's awesome! So that when I sit down with Prince Harry, I can speak from my experience. It's now the day of the interview, and things got really exciting really quickly.
We're about a half hour before we start rolling with Prince Harry. Hoda's already actually met him. As we got out of the car, randomly he was walking in a very Hoda-esque moment. They saw each other, they greeted each other. We got about a half hour to go, so we're pretty excited.
Maybe the crucial part is here because you're on F28. You got to make sure that you're focused, okay?
Right now, there's a couple things happening. Hoda's sort of focusing in on sort of the conversation and what she's going to do and how she thinks that the interview is going to play out. And then there's also the crews, which are working on background, lighting. We're checking everything, making sure that we're in touch with New York. There's a lot going on right now. A lot going on.
And in royal fashion, Prince Harry arrived on time and ready.
My job is here with these guys and give them the support I can and try to work out what and how I'm going to do my closing speech.
Yeah, what are you going to say?
I don't know yet. Yeah. Otherwise, if I knew, I wouldn't tell you.
My conversation was as interesting as I'd hoped for, and I have to say Prince Harry was kind, honest, and reflective.
My sort of mantra now every day is, and it's a dangerous one because I need to make sure that I don't have burnout, but is trying to make the world a better place for my kids. Otherwise, what's the point in bringing kids into this world?
And the determination of these athletes and the support of their families will leave a mark on me forever.
You know, you land and you have a quick turn, and they always tell you quick turn. You got to go in there and shoot and get out. Well, I'm here, okay? I have met people who I won't forget who've inspired me.
Now, from one famous Harry to another, music superstar Harry Styles joined us on the plaza for a huge concert with tons of fans. And our crew didn't let the rain get in the way of this big day. Here's how our team made it happen.
Another rainy day in New York.
I know, with Harry.
Yes, that Harry. Harry Styles kicked off our summer concert series and brought the music, the fans, we love you, Harry! And an early morning for our Today Show family.
It is about 1:45 a.m.
It's 3:20.
We got here at 3 a.m. Pouring rain.
Producers Katie Ryan and Kevin Chattel have been planning this concert for weeks.
When we found out it was Harry Styles, we both raised our hands immediately, and we were like, please let us take this on.
Katie's been around longer than I have, so she knows the ropes, and I can lean on her.
But the one drizzle on the plan, waking up to rain.
The most challenging part of this concert, seeing the crew working harder than I've ever seen before.
Sweeping water off the stage just constantly. Everyone's running around looking for towels, trying to clean up everything.
It is a lot to manage.
Our production designer, Ed Helbig, created the stage.
We adjusted on the fly about a day and a half ago to bring in a stage with a roof. But we've been working on it for a few weeks, and we definitely worked with the artist to make sure that the stage configuration worked for how he was going to perform.
Ed and his team arrived 24 hours before the concert.
It's really miraculous to see it all come together in such a short amount of time.
Harry's fans lined up hours before the big show.
I have to hold this the entire time?
No, you are not going to hold that the entire time. That's not happening.
Our team facilitated over 6,000 fans, one of our largest concerts ever.
We worked with our security and the NYPD to make sure that everything was ready for load-in for our audience members.
It's 5:40 a.m. We're loading the guests in. Everyone's so excited.
You can see these barricades too. These are like the industrial barricades to keep everyone safe.
With the fans loaded in, now it's time for Harry's rehearsal.
I don't know if you Today All Day peeps out there are aware, but we had the artists come out around 6 a.m. to make sure to check their audio levels, make sure everything looks good, sounds good.
And from that moment on, we don't stop.
People may not realize or see is how we're always kind of setting up 3 steps ahead. So while something's happening, while Harry might be performing one song, we're setting up what's going to happen after the next commercial break and making sure the anchors that are part of the next segment are where they're supposed to be.
During a concert, he can find most of us on the plaza, dancing and singing along. And in my case, twinning with Harry. Our team delivering the best show, making memories along the way.
How do you feel?
Relieved.
Until we do it again all summer long.
And big props to our crew who had to set up and break down with all that rain.
Yes.
We love summer on the plaza. And up next, Today on the Road, how our third hour kicked off the best summer ever in South Carolina. And Hoda and Jenna's big trip to the Big Easy. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Making of Today. In May, we took the third hour of Today on the road. Thanks to our friends at Verbo, we headed to God's country, as Craig likes to call it, South Carolina.
Yeah, we set sail for sunny Hilton Head Island to enjoy beautiful views, incredible food, and to make a few memories along the way. And here's how it all came together.
What better way to kick off summer than to take the third hour to Hilton Head Island, home of beautiful beaches, low country cuisine, and lots of fun in the sun. Guess what, everybody? It's happening. A whole crew of the third hour today. We're headed to South Carolina, and now, as much as we talked about it, now feels real. While in flight, our Today Show crew was in South Carolina, setting up in our beautiful location. The minute we landed, we were greeted with a warm welcome, and it's off to our first location for a special shoot, a Buddy Up. It's time to get fishing. Our producer, Alicia, prepped us for what would be a fishy adventure.
We're about to go out on the Calabogie Sound for a little shoot with the 9 a.m. towel.
Okay, so I'm on the chaser boat, which means we're going next to the main boat. And I'm listening to the feed on this phone. I've got Fuzzy here driving.
And while we were shooting on the water, our producers were back at our gorgeous Verbo beach house, getting ready with the crew for another late night shoot.
We are planning to finish wrapping up our very special open for this very special edition of the third hour today. Carlos Gal on the road. They're announcing that this is the best summer ever.
After the show preps, we end the night with a beautiful sunset and team dinner. And finally, the big day is here, and the crew is working hard on making sure the lights, camera, and audio are ready to roll.
So basically, we're just going through the rundown here. First part of the show, we just kind of go through everything to see what's going on, so we know who's being mic'd and what we're doing, and that's basically where we start.
So I'm printing the show rundown, so they're about to have a camera meeting with the stage manager, go over all the set locations, and this is all the info that they need to know.
Then it's showtime.
This is a special edition of the third hour of Today, live from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina.
And we couldn't forget to wish our good buddy Craig a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you!
That's a wrap on our time in God's country. None of it would have been possible without our amazing Today Show team. We had a blast.
Oh, it was great.
It was so fun. And speaking of, Hoda and Jenna always bring the fun, whether they're in the Big Apple or the Big Easy. Back in March, the dynamic duo headed to New Orleans for 2 special shows.
They experienced local culture, food, and met up with some famous friends. Today, contributor Donna Farazan has an inside look how they got it all done.
New Orleans is known for its delicious food, jazz music, and unforgettable culture. So whenever we head on down to the Big Easy, we know it's going to be a party. We are going to film 2 shows. We can't wait for the crowd, can't wait for the people, can't wait for the better weather, can't wait for the food.
We just touched down in New Orleans, and what is the most important part? Food and cocktails. So we're at our team dinner. Here's to a fabulous remote shoot. Let's go!
So let the good times roll.
Guess what? I found people who are excited for tomorrow. I am so excited.
Hoda and Jenna.
Go girls. We can't wait.
I'm going to meet Hoda and Jenna at a crawfish boil, which Hoda's the queen of New Orleans, so we know that this is not her first crawfish boil. But I can't wait to see how their day went. Come with me.
It was all New Orleans. Like we were just inundated with everything New Orleans. Art, music, culture, food, poetry, drink, food, nice people, drinks. Wait, look at my shirt.
Huda!
NOLA is my happy place.
The person behind a lot of it, Amanda. How did it go?
We had a really fun day. We went around the city.
You took us everywhere. Can we eat now? Yes.
A successful crawfish boil.
We had one of the busiest yet best 2 days working on this piece ever. You can't not have fun in New Orleans. Even when you're stressed, you're having fun.
Now we're dabbing it.
Oh yeah.
From food time to show time. And it's the behind-the-scenes crew that helps make the magic happen.
We'll go on the truck and we'll just give you a quick tour.
You're on camera. I'm Donna. Oh, it's like a cockpit. You're on camera. Big crowd here in Jackson Square. And we're live.
And with the band in full swing, the ladies went marching in.
How do you think it's going?
Amazing. The crowd is so great. Very honored to show up.
That's why the crowd's going crazy. Come here!
And Hoda got to share her favorite city with her favorite girls.
Come here, Hoda!
New Orleans never disappoints, and neither does our amazing team.
We love a good trip.
Absolutely.
All right, and stick around because we'll be headed to our D.C. studio where our Saturday crew takes the helm. We'll be right back.
During the week, we're here in Studio 1A, but on Saturdays, we pass the baton to our team in D.C. with our chief White House correspondents and Weekend Today co-anchors, Peter Alexander and Kristen Welker. Here's a look inside the Saturday Today operations, waking up your weekends from our nation's capital.
All right, so it's 4:20 in the morning.
It's about 4:30 in the morning.
This is the part of the day that hurts.
I just made my coffee so that I'll have some energy.
Never in 18 years being at the Today Show have I had a cup of coffee. True story.
So I just arrived at work before 5 a.m. and I have 3 minutes to make it upstairs before our editorial call.
By 5 a.m., it's time for our first call to go over the show.
Hey, Katie and Peter.
Good morning, guys. So, Katie, what do we have today?
So we're going to open up with Samara doing a weather hit, breakout weather hit on the heat.
Kristen McBag and Peter to Jesse Kirsch. And you say goodbye, and that's it.
While Kristen and I get ready, the control room here is buzzing.
Where is everybody?
Actually, while we're here in D.C., our control room team is in New York in 1A with their own morning routine.
Morning coffee.
By 6 a.m., we're finalizing scripts.
Formula Fears.
Formula Fears, good.
And last looks.
Was this on purpose? Or matching?
It was a little bit on purpose. I think the blue is working.
3, 2, 21. Trigger the open.
Go time is showtime, baby.
Joining on Saturdays, Samara Theodore and our friend Joe Fryer.
Let's talk Pocket Square, more importantly.
Pocket Square?
Yes. Strong.
You want some real behind-the-scenes stuff
I do.
here? This is my secret thing. So if you have a little thing like this,
Saturday Night Live, only 2 episodes of the sketch show remain this season.
The studio is constantly changing.
6. What's my motivation? 4. 3. Eurovision. 2.
Well, the wildly popular Eurovision Song Contest will crown.
That purple disco club is just one look we can do. Let's show you around our DC studio.
This is the centerpiece, our studio, N5, which we love.
Take a look around. We'll spin James behind the camera. Spin us around. Take a look. We'll join you on the other side. We have a bunch of different angles that we can use. And if you come this direction, look at our view. It's spectacular. We are literally just about a block and a half from the U.S. Capitol. This is our giant wall.
One of the coolest places.
Yeah, no doubt. And so when it's cold out, this thing cooks at like 150 degrees. So this room gets pretty warm.
Whenever we're doing a story, the backdrop a lot of times matches the theme of the story that we're doing. So
speaking of matching, they take this shot of us, Welker. It looks like we're off to prom. It's prom season.
I know.
We look like we're days
matching.
One final thing we like to do each Saturday morning, the after party, our post-show recap on Instagram.
Okay, now don't start rolling until I'm ready. Now my hair looks good.
Yeah, okay, rolling.
Oh my gosh. Every time.
Does it ever get old? Oh my God, there's gonna be an ice cream truck? That's like a real thing.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Have a good one. See you. Bye.
How fun to see that DC studio and snag an invite to the after party. Well, now we're inviting you to somewhere here in Studio 1A, our dressing rooms. Okay, so Dylan starts off with a tour of her space.
Come on in. I'm gonna walk backwards. It is very messy, but there's not much room. Got all my outfits here, my summer clothes. I often sometimes do my own makeup, so I've got that here. Just food and coffee and whatnot. But my favorite part of this whole room is my wall of art from Calvin and Oliver. They are constantly drawing every single day, and I never know what to do with this stuff, but I have just hideous wallpaper, so I've been slowly covering it up with all of their artwork. The masterpieces, I think. So that's my dressing room.
Come on in.
Wait, this must be your shoes.
So these are my shoes, and then the shoes turn into the hoodies that I wear into work and I don't feel like wearing home, and now it's too hot to wear this, so they stay. Hair for when I want to do a ponytail, random things, hairpins, clothes. I just keep like a little extra stash.
Where do you fit?
Hair products under here.
Oh wow.
Yes. And then I did my makeup this morning, so makeup here.
What's your favorite part of your dressing room?
My favorite part of my dressing room is when I sit in this chair right here and I see all the people I love, like my work family, my real family, and then the fact that we were in the Highlights magazine of all the accolades means so much to me because it was so special to me as a kid. So this is like my little happy place.
Well, hello.
What have you got going on in? Wow, what have you got going on in here?
Well, let's see. Got my under desk treadmill. We got a standing desk. That's kind of good.
Do you ever sit?
No. It's just, I'm never in here that long and when I'm in here, I like to get a few steps in. I only get it up to about 2.5 miles per hour, so you're not out of breath.
And you have all your memories over here?
All my stuff, pictures from family, friends, memorabilia.
Wow.
It's all happening. It's all here.
So what is your favorite part of your dressing room?
I don't know. Just it feels cozy. It's cozy, It's nice stuff that means something to me. It reminds me of all the parts of my life that I love, both professionally and personally.
We each clearly have our own personal touches in our dressing rooms. Al's, yours is clearly the nicest.
Well, it smells the nicest.
It is nice, but our next stop needs more than a little tidying up. We're heading across the pond to show you how our crew put together a fascinating feature story.
Just outside of Manchester, England, Molly Hunter met American producer and actor Hopwood Dupree. Now, he's traded Hollywood for his ancestral home, and he's just written a book about it called Downton Shabby. Check it out.
So we just got into Manchester train station. I got up at 5:30 in the morning, got on a 6:30 train, 2 hours up to Manchester, and now we're gonna hop in a taxi, and it'll be about another 40 minutes to our destination, which is Hopwood Hall. And that's where Joel Lawrence, our photographer, has already arrived. He's filming with a drone, getting aerial shots.
It's a tricky flight because we only have a very small area we can fly within. Tricky to get all the different angles.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Molly.
Hi, Hopwood. Nice to meet you.
What a place.
Welcome to Hopwood Hall.
I see some broken windows.
Yes. Don't look at the broken ones. Just look at the fixed ones. We have hundreds and hundreds of broken windows.
Hopwood takes us on a tour of Hopwood Hall, the place he has dubbed Downton Shabby. So this is the morning room. Hopwood was just telling us this is where the family would have come for breakfast, for coffee, for papers. Woo! Careful. You can see all the original floorboards have been torn up. A little bit dangerous to walk around. That's why we're wearing the hard hats so nothing falls on. Let's keep going.
Now I'm going to take you into the oldest room in the house, 1420.
Oh, look at that woodwork.
Just look at how much time and energy would have gone into this.
Each individual
piece, and the little flowers and all the little leaves and everything. This was to make this room special.
To what was once one of the more spectacular rooms in the house.
So this is the long gallery corridor. This is what would have welcomed guests. It was meant to be impressive and have high ceilings and very ornate ceilings.
And with Joel leading the way, we even discover portions of the house Hopwood hasn't set foot in.
I don't even know what's in here. I've never even been in this. I don't even know what this is.
You've never been in here?
I've never even seen this before.
The next hurdle, a doorknob.
Yeah, this is how we get around here. Okay. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, okay. Well, at least this one opens. And on our way to another surprise.
We pulled this wood out and realized that there was a groove in here. And then we realized there's a little keyhole and we realized this is a secret passageway.
To where?
It's locked though. I think this is where the gold is hidden.
Is there gold? We never found gold, but despite that, back in the garden, Hopwood explains why he's committed to saving this house.
I thought, if somebody calls me in 5 or 10 years and says, Hopwood Hall was lost, it's gone, how would I feel? And I thought, I would feel terrible. So that's what inspired me to get involved.
9 years later.
And 9 years later, here I am.
Here you
still
are.
Trying to clean up dry rot.
Hopwood told Molly he hopes in about 3 to 5 years this could be a cultural center or host big events. I think 3 to 5 years might be a little generous.
Be a lot of work.
Thanks so much for that, Molly. Well, up next, we're going to answer some questions from you, our viewers. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We do this show for our viewers, so we want to take some time to answer some of the questions from our Plaza fans.
I want to know, what's the #1 thing left on your bucket list?
What's yours?
My goodness, there are some people I would still like to interview. I would love to have dinner. Can I just have dinner with Oprah and Beyonce?
Okay.
And interview them while we do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's a small order.
What about you?
To have an entire family reunion. We've never had a Roker family reunion. So
Oh, really?
I'd like to do that.
I want to know what your favorite childhood summertime memory is.
Our first and only family road trip when we were kids.
Okay.
My dad came home from work, a bus driver, and said, all right, it was 1967. He said, tomorrow we're leaving for Montreal. We're going to Expo 67, the World's Fair in Montreal. I mean, no planning. And we all packed up. We took off, and it was just one of the greatest times ever.
That's amazing. Okay, so for me, I come from a blended family. So every summer I would leave Wichita, Kansas, and hang out with my father and my siblings in Philadelphia. And one of my fondest memories, he got the first, VHS camcorder. All of the videos, home videos we made on the camcorder, we did a hula hooping contest. That was one of my favorite things. So it goes to show a trip doesn't have to be $1 billion. What I remember is the hula hoop contest on the patio.
I know you work a lot of long and early hours, so what's your favorite thing to do to unwind?
Do nothing. I'll take the Calm app, close my eyes, and just relax.
We've got a pontoon boat on a lake, and I love to just kind of get out there, drop the anchor, crack open a box of rosé, and call it a day.
Sounds like a plan.
You're
gearing up for the city concert series this summer, and I'm curious what's your favorite concert you've ever been to?
For me, I don't know if it's a surprise, but Beyonce, I've gone a few times. I love it. I just think she's such a great entertainer. Like, you leave inspired and ready to conquer the world.
I remember at 13, I went to go see Little Stevie Wonder at the Apollo, and he was performing with Sam and Dave.
Wow.
And I've seen a lot of great concerts since then. That, and it was tied with my other concert that I saw the same year, Soupy Sales.
Soupy Sales,
you know,
and
Hey,
Stevie
do the
Wonder.
mouth, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a broad.
There's a lot going on in
Yeah,
there.
a lot happening. Well, I hope you had a good time, and we want to thank you for joining us, and hope you'll come back. But until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.